Hi, in this video you will understand what Pod IO attribute override is, its use cases, how you can configure and run it, and how you can recover from such a failure and avoid it. What is Pod IO attribute override? It is a Kubernetes pod level experiment that modifies the properties of the files which are located within the mount volume of a pod. Its use cases include, but not limited to, understanding how the application performs when the IO attributes such as read or write speed are altered by simulating disk IO operations to understand the application's responsiveness. It also helps test the application's ability to maintain data consistency during disruptions. It tests how dependent the applications are on temporary file storage or data persistence. It simulates high input-output operations to mimic competing for a shared storage. It also helps understand how system prioritizes critical service when resources are being contended for. Before executing the experiment, there are a couple of prerequisites that have to be fulfilled. You should have Kubernetes version greater than 1.17 and the Kubernetes pods have to be healthy before injecting chaos and after chaos injection is complete. To configure experiment, go to chaos experiments and click new experiment. Specify a name, the infrastructure type, the environment that you created earlier, click next. Specify the infrastructure that you created earlier and click apply. To configure the tunables, specify the app kind, the namespace where the application resides, the name of the application on which chaos is injected. Go to the tune fault modal, specify the chaos duration in seconds and the attributes. Attribute here is the size which is modified and the mount path of the volume and the percentage of pods that are affected. Go to the probes modal, select or add a new probe, click new probe, provide a name for the Kubernetes probe, click configure details, specify the resource and the namespace where the application is present and the label selector refers to the name of the application. The operation is selected which describes if Kubernetes based resources are present based on this label selector. Click configure properties, specify the timeout interval attempt, polling interval and the verbosity. Click setup. Now you will find the probe that you just created and add to fault. Select the mode as continuous and click apply changes and apply these changes to the experiment and click save. To execute the experiment, click run. A new run will be scheduled. To validate the chaos injection, go to your terminal, exec into the pod that contains your mount volume. Navigate to the mount volume path. List all the files present within this mount volume. You can see that it is of 16 bytes. You can see that the helper pod is running, which suggests that the chaos is in action now. We can try to execute the same ls minus ltr and now you will see that the value of the size of the notes.txt file has changed. It was previously 16 earlier and now it has changed to 1,40,000. This is the same value that we specified in the tunables section. This shows that the size attribute was overridden when chaos was in action. For information on the faults such as the tunables, the fault diagram and the use cases, refer to the official documentation whose link is provided in the description box below. Understand how you can avoid such failures in your application and how you can recover from it. To avoid such failures, you can use caching mechanisms that reduce the dependency for frequently accessed data. You can also minimize the synchronous IO operations and use asynchronous IO patterns wherever it is possible. You can set up HPA, that is the Kubernetes Horizontal Pod Autoscaling, or VPA, Vertical Pod Autoscaling, so that you can scale based on the input-output metrics. You also should regularly evaluate the performance of storage solutions that are under constant load. How can you recover from such failures? You can implement fallback mechanisms such as read-only modes, degraded performance mode, wherein the application still functions even when the application is under such an attack, but the performance is slightly reduced. You can monitor the input-output heavy pods and proactively allocate additional resources for these kind of pods so that the resources are efficiently utilized. You can also implement replication and failover strategies to maintain high data availability during these kind of IO disruptions. Thank you.